Yes, guys, welcome back to another episode of The Squared Circle. And in this episode today, we are going to just give you an update what's going on in boxing. Now, we know this week's news is heavily ran by the Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron scenario, whether the fight will happen, whether it will be 10 or 12 rounds, whether Boxer will pay up to give compensation towards Liam Cameron. Also, we got Dubois versus Usyk 2, Usyk versus Dubois 2 rather, being finalized, but there's a few other things that we haven't discussed, and in this episode I'm going to give them to you. So let me just put my reading glasses on and let's get into it. Cool. So first, Big Baby Miller has a cut of his purse withheld by the British Boxing Board of Control. Absolute madness. Now, who the hell does the British Boxing Board of Control think they are? They can't be doing silly cuts like this. I think, in my opinion, they're just trying to find a penny anywhere. Do you know what I mean? I need a dollar is what I need. Bro, they took 100k of Chris Eubank Jr. for an egg slap. In my opinion, it wasn't worth that. Now, of course, Chris Eubank Jr. deserved the fine, I suppose, for that behaviour. But we love it as fans, don't we? But 100k, ridiculous. And now you're taking a cut of Big Baby's purse away. Like, Big Baby, all he did, in my opinion, is make that fight more entertaining, make more eyes set for that fight. You know, one thing about Big Baby, it doesn't matter what you think about him. You might think he's, a PED cheat, he should never be in the sport ever again, or he might not be the best boxer you've ever seen. But one thing about Big Baby Miller, this man knows how to set a fight. And I thought he did nothing completely wrong in there. It's not like he was, attacking Fabio Wardley, trying to fight him, punch him up. No, he just put his hand on his face just to wind him up. It's mental warfare, I suppose, and it's entertainment as well. So if the British Boxing Board of Control are going to keep taking the personality away from the fighter, then we're not going to have any enjoyable press conferences anymore. But to be fair, I think they're just trying to find money any way possible. And look, I don't know what their financial circumstances or situation is right now, but like, come on, man, what are you doing? You're actually you're creating dislike for your board, honestly. And look, you guys have done so many, I suppose, cock-ups in the past, right? And this one as well. Like, who do you think you are? Why would you take a cut away from a man's purse? That's his hard-earned money, and you guys think you could take a bit of money out of it like it's nothing? It's so undeserved, in my opinion. And the Eubank one is ridiculous as well. Like, in my opinion, it's disgusting. But guys, let me know what you guys think of this situation. Do you think it was fair? Do you think it wasn't fair? Let me know in the comments, and let's move on to the next talking point. Amir Khan files a lawsuit against Boxer. Now, I'm going to read you the full article. Amir Khan filed a six-figure claim at the High Court against Boxer, alleging a breach of contract relating to his 2022 fight against Kell Brook. Khan filed the suit under Enterprises Limited in January and quoted, "It is understood the claim related to the obligations promised as part of Khan's contract, which included benefits such as potential media work in the event he did not have another fight under Boxer. It is understood Khan was pursuing a figure in excess of £150,000 from the promoter at the High Court." In a statement, Boxer said Boxer confirms that any matters with Amir Khan via Loud Enterprises were fully and mutually resolved, reported by The Times. Now, not a great look for Boxer once again. I think this might be one of the most poorest years thus far for Boxer, and we're only in April. You got the mess between Liam Cameron and Ben Whittaker, whether it happened, whether it not happen. You got this, for example. It's mad. It's madness. And look, Amir Khan, I've met Amir Khan before. He seems like a reasonable and cool guy. Now, just coming from that and seeing his personality boxing over the last 15, 17 years, how long he's been in the sport, right? But he seems like a cool guy. I think he's a reasonable man. So in my opinion, if he does file this lawsuit, I do think Boxer has done something a bit wrong. And boxers have been working with dodgy contract makers in the before. I forgot the individual's name. He works in cricket and he's been the manager for likes of I think Boatsi or something like that. So let me know in the comments who it was. But yeah, I think he was involved with match fixing or something like that. So look, boxers have been involved with dodgy deals in the past, I suppose. But like, it's a madness. I do think boxer, like, they can't afford any more public slanders, I suppose. Like this one with Liam Cameron and Ben Whittaker, it doesn't look great either. So yeah, look, I don't know what's gonna happen there. Amir Khan, if he wants to file a lawsuit, he's got every right, I suppose. But then again, boxers have every right to defend themselves. So look, we don't know who the who's the innocent party, I suppose. So we're gonna have to see that one. But bruv, again, not a good look for boxer, and we may as well move on to the next point with boxer. Still, now I did say we're gonna try and move away from the Liam Cameron Ben Whittaker 10 rounds, 12 round talk, but look, it still hasn't been decided, and his manager, Liam Cameron's manager, has said that Ben Whittaker's team and boxer are looking for different opponents just in case that Liam Cameron fight doesn't happen. And Liam Cameron's manager responded to that saying, look, we will sue the absolute shit out of them. And look, basically saying, don't try it, we'll sue you. And we're more than happy to do 12 rounds. If you want 10, go down. So as far as they're concerned, Liam Cameron will turn up on the night. So it's a madness. Tomorrow, I believe it should be the press conference tomorrow, I believe, anyway, because tomorrow's going to be Thursday. So usually every Thursday before fight day rather, it usually is the press conference, and Friday we have the weigh-in. So time will tell on Thursday. So if they haven't got anything resolved by today, it's gonna look like an absolute disastrous mess. So yeah, that is that. Let's move on. But guys, let me know, yeah, do you see that fight happening? Let me know. Right, Dalton Smith is fighting this Saturday as well. So a good little I suppose, running for Dalton Smith. We've got Josh Padley on the card as well. I think we've got a few more fights. Josh Warrington returns as well. So I think that's going to happen on a Saturday, and then on Easter Sunday, it's meant to be Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron. So I thought I'd just let you guys know about that point. Hamzah Sheeraz has joined Andy Lee as his trainer for future bouts. Now, I think that's an absolutely fantastic move. Andy Lee, probably one of the most sought after trainers in the world right now. You know, Ben Whittaker has joined Andy Lee for this fight against Liam Cameron. And with Andy Lee, one thing I really do like about Andy Lee is that he knows how to make a good, solid, structured game plan. So you could be any level of a boxer, I suppose, right? And the fact that Andy Lee can make sure you get the greatest game plan he can offer, you know, working to your strengths and also fixing your weaknesses, making your weaknesses your strengths as well. Andy Lee's great. I think that's a fantastic move for Hamzah Sheeraz. Hamzah Sheeraz, you know, a lot of people have said, including myself, he has the reminiscence of a Thomas Hearns, right? Great jab, a solid jab with a great structured, powerful, sharp right hand behind it, a sniper of a right hand. So Hamzah Sheeraz got a great jab, great right hand. He's long, pause, and he's lengthy as well, pause. But you know what I'm trying to say. So that will definitely help Hamzah Sheeraz, because Andy Lee, he comes from the school of the Kronk gym. So he knows the Kronk style. He knows what it's about. And I think that is a good gel and a matchmaking, like, waiting to just prosper, I suppose. So yeah, great move for Hamzah Sheeraz. Now, who will Hamzah Sheeraz fight next? Apparently, there's a lot of rumors that it will be Berlanga, Edgar Berlanga, which I think that's a brave move for Hamzah Sheeraz. Although I don't really like Berlanga's personality, and I think there's a lot of annoyance with Berlanga. I'm not going to deny that he's not a decent fighter, because he is a decent fighter. And Hamzah Sheeraz did say that, look, I need to get my respect back. I need to get the public back on my side after my last performance and show you that just wasn't a good performance. That's not me as a fighter, as a boxer, and as a man. So put me up against the best of the best right now. And Edgar Berlanga is up there. It's a risky fight. It's a great fight. And I love to see that fight. Look, if I'm Hamzah Sheeraz, I'd love for him to probably take I'd like to see him against Callum Simpson. Just a Callum Simpson boxer versus Queensbury. See who's the better fighter there. Good opposition with Callum Simpson. And build your way up. Now that's a good level fight in my opinion for Hamzah Sheeraz. Then maybe go for the Belangas, or even the Danny Pacheco's out there, which will be extremely hard fight. So, but nevertheless, if he does go straight into it for Edgar Berlanga, fair play, and I respect that. I guess time will only tell for that part, but I think his last performance against Adames, look, a lot of people say he lost it, including myself, if I'm honest. And I like Hamzah Sheeraz. I want to see him win, but I can't lie. I have to be honest. So it's really, really important that he, does something about this, and he gets his name back and his respect back. But look, do you think at 168, it's a good move at 168? Because look, he is so like, I just don't know how he makes the weight at 160. And he used to be 154 before that. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. But the fact that he's moved up to 168 is a good move. Now, obviously, Canelo Alvarez is an undisputed champion at 168, so it'll be hard for him to be search for a world title shot. But I know Turki Sheikh and Canelo Alvarez have a little bit of I don't want to say a bromance, but like a really solid business relationship. And I think they're trying to build a friendship there. And we know Turki Sheikh is very affectionate towards Hamzah Sheeraz. So could we see Hamzah Sheeraz versus Canelo Alvarez in the few, maybe by the end of the year, maybe by next year? I know Canelo's 4-fight deal had obviously William Skull. Then I think after that was the winner of Bivol Beterbiev, or something like a Bivol rematch at 175. After that, you got Eubank, Sheeraz, and another fighter potentially. And then after that is just a fight that we don't know. But yeah, I think that was the structure of that. And maybe Hamzah Sheeraz can still fight for Canelo Alvarez. I know Hamzah Sheeraz's favorite fighter is Canelo Alvarez. So yeah, that'll be a decent move. So I'd like to see that happen. First, I'd like to see Hamzah Sheeraz get his respect back because he has been disrespected. And we'll see what goes on from there. Now, I mentioned William Skull, facing Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world. And DAZN have released their prices for that card and also another card. The Times Square card with Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez featuring. So they've basically done a joint package deal, and I'll read it out to you. So DAZN has released a pay-per-view bundle for the Garcia, Haney, Teo Times Square card plus Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull for a joint £34.99 in the UK, and in the US $89.99. Right. What do you guys think of that? Because look, if I'm from the UK, you're gonna be up really, really late. I think the Canelo Alvarez is happening like 7 a.m. UK time, which is mad. But the Garcia Haney card is going to be in New York, so it's going to be like 1, 2, 3 around that time. And it does have an undercard as well. The Garcia Haney Teo card, right? So, which I thought was just going to be done free because it's going to be in the middle of Times Square, which is a lot of money they're spending. So, look, £34 for both fights. What's that? Basically £16, if my maths is right. Is it £16? What is it? 17 quid each? £17, right? Oh, this is bad. I think around £17 for each fight, which is decent for pay-per-view. But in the US it's prime time, so I do understand why it'd be $90, I guess. But I think I don't know. I just feel like the Haney Garcia. I just feel like both of them should have been free low key. I know, and I know a lot of people say, "How can you say that?" It's, you got pay-per-view stars like Garcia and Canelo on there, but you have to remember the time we're up for to watch those. So in my opinion, I actually don't think he'll do quite well in the UK. But look, guys, let me know in the comments, are you happy about that package? 34, basically 35 quid, 35 quid. Are you happy with that package? Are you not happy with that package? Let me know in the comments. But guys, that is the end of the episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. And if I've missed anything out this week, let me know in the comments. And yeah, until then, I will see you on another episode, guys. Take care and have a good one.